been a little while since I did an update on our financial journey. Today I want to share with you where we're at right now and what our plans are moving forward. Hi there, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kristin. I am a blogger at senseandpurpose.com, where we share our personal financial journey to help you love life on a budget. The other day on Instagram, I got a comment from someone that was asking me whether I plan on continuing to share our financial journey once we are in baby steps 4, 5, 6, and 7. I began my blog and subsequently this YouTube channel when we were paying off debt and we were stuck in the throes of baby step 2. Now, if you don't know what the baby steps are, this is a system that was created by Dave Ramsey. He's a big financial guru, and we took his course, Financial Peace University, and we followed his baby step system to get out of debt. That is baby step 2, and now we are currently still working through baby step 3. So again, if you're not familiar, then baby step 3 is where you are finished paying off all of your debt except for your mortgage if you have one, and then you are focusing on putting aside 3 to 6 months of expenses, of living expenses. So basically, all your bills, all your expenses combined for a month, you're going to save that times 3 or times 6 or somewhere in between. So we have set a goal to save between 3 and 6 months, which puts us at around $15,000. We are currently just over halfway there, where we have saved $8,000. Baby step 3 has really been kind of a 2 steps forward, 1 step back type of step. And it's okay. I mean, it's frustrating sometimes, but I'm grateful that we're debt free at this point and we're working towards our goal, and we'll get there. Maybe longer than I had hoped, but we'll get there one day. And the whole premise of my blog is to try and use our personal financial experiences thus far to help you guys do the same thing, because life without debt is pretty amazing. And I really, truly want that for all of you. I actually want that for all of you now, even more that I see how it feels to live without that burden of debt day in and day out. So I want you to be able to experience that as well, which is my whole point in creating all the free resources, all the videos, all of the articles on my blog, all of the content on my Instagram. That is my way to try and help and serve you so that you one day can be sitting here as well, free from debt and working towards your other financial goals. So I figured today would be just a good day to kind of sit down and talk to you guys for a couple minutes and just kind of let you know where we're at. I did just cover baby step 3. I'll also link an older video up here that I made when we first finished paying off debt and kind of gave you in a little bit more detail all of our plans and goals for working through baby step 3. You can check that out when you're finished watching this video. And to be completely honest with you, I don't know that I ever really sat down and gave much thought to how we're going to share our personal journey after we're finished with baby step 3. When you're finished with baby step 3, the next couple steps you actually work through together at the same time. And that's going to be baby steps 4, 5, and 6. And these steps are investing 15% of your income into retirement, starting to save for college if you have children, or if you plan to have children in the future, or perhaps maybe you have children and they're not going to go to college, but you want to put some money aside to help them further their education in some way. And then baby step 6 is going to be where you really focus your efforts on paying off your mortgage. So you're going to do 4, 5, and 6 all together at the same time. And this got me thinking that we really, believe it or not, have not sat down and come up with a very specific plan for baby steps 4, 5, and 6. Now, we do already invest a decent portion of our income each month, but it is not at 15%. So our major plan is, as soon as we finish baby step 3, to go back in, sit down, have another budget meeting, talk about our finances, and we are going to adjust these numbers so that we are investing 15%. Technically, we're pretty close to 15%, but that is including my husband's match. And baby step 4 tells us we need to invest 15% of our money, not 10% of ours and 5% employee match from his pension. So we're going to sit down and adjust those numbers and make sure we are paying ourselves first. As much as I hate to admit it, we are a little bit older. I'm nearing 40 and my husband is over 40, and we really have a lot of time to make up for. And this is very stressful to me, but what can you do? We cannot go back and change the past. We cannot go back and make better decisions when we first got married. Gosh, if only we could. Wouldn't that be incredible if we could go back and right all our wrongs? But I digress. That's not what this is about. We cannot. So we need to start where we're at now. And while I don't follow Dave Ramsey 100%, I'm not what people call a Dave Ramsey purist. I still very much believe in his system and the steps that he has laid out. Now, we do modify some things at this point. We take some allowances. We do have a credit card that we use. We use it a lot differently than we used to use it years ago, but we do still use that card. And at this time, I don't really have any plans to close it in the future. I am very grateful to Dave Ramsey and everything that he has done with his work and his ministry and all the tools he has created that allowed us to take back control of our finances and make a huge impact in our lives in really every way, not just financially. But I also am a believer that you need to do what works for you. And while I do think his system can work for everybody, I also think that making some modifications and a couple tweaks for your specific situation may make things work. I hate to say the word easier because I don't really think anything about paying off debt and improving your finances is necessarily easy, but I don't know. What's a good word I'm looking for? May make things just a little better, a little more simple for your family and your specific situation. So if you're struggling and you're looking for something to help get you on track, absolutely anything by him, even just grabbing his $10 book, The Total Money Makeover, is going to be life-changing for you. But at this stage in the game for us, not that I know better than Dave Ramsey because obviously he has decades of experience under his belt, but I do feel like I've learned enough and we have changed our habits enough that we can make some tweaks and still be okay, still move forward, still make progress, and still reach our financial goals. So all that to say, what are those financial goals? We already covered baby step 4. We're going to up our income. And what we're going to do is we're going to move it to 15% and then we're going to chill. I would actually like to do more than 15%, but I do think, at least for my husband, he's not quite as rigid as I am. And he does struggle sometimes with being a little bit more regimented. So I believe a little bit of an acclimation period is always good for us in our situation. So we're going to move everything to 15% and kind of chill for a little bit, make sure it's working for us, make sure we can get used to the differences in our finances, the adjustments to our budget, and just kind of make sure everything's good. And then hopefully we will be able to come back and increase that. And my hope is to increase it a little bit every single year. That remains to be seen. But I do believe if we continue to work hard, that will be an option for us. As far as children's college savings, I will say Financial Peace University completely changed my view on college savings. I also read the Smart Money, Smart Kids book, which is by Dave Ramsey and his daughter, Rachel Cruz. I'll link that down below. You can check it out. It's a wonderful book and it just really opened my eyes to some different things. My plan was always to have my children apply for whatever grants and scholarships they could. And then beyond that, take out loans for the balance of their tuition. That's what I did when I went to college. And I think, we do what we know. My thoughts in structuring it that way with my children was they're going to learn some more responsibility because they're not just being handed this college education on a platter. They're going to have to work their way through college just as I did, and they will be able to pay it back when they're done and they'll get a job. And my hope was always that if my husband and I were financially secure enough, and if they worked hard enough in college and they got out of college and they really put their head down and looked to get a job and worked to make something of themselves, that when their loans came due, my husband and I would actually say to them, we are going to pay off these loans for you. We are going to make these loan payments and we are going to take care of this because you did your job, which was working hard in college and getting a job afterwards. But my thought has changed on that. There is data to substantiate the fact that children that work, I believe it was more than 20 hours a week in college, actually get better grades than a lot of those who don't. And I believe it just goes back to that time management where they don't have as much free time to sit around, so they really need to focus more and manage their time better so that they can work and complete their studies as well and continue to get good grades. I worked all through college. I did not do full-time, but I did a high part-time job all through college. Even when none of my 5 roommates had to work, I was the only one that had to work. I was the only one that had to leave the fun parties at night to go work because halfway through college, I started cocktail waitressing at a bar. So I really felt like I missed out on a lot. But looking back, that was the right decision. That taught me a lot. It gave me a really good work ethic. And I want my children to have the same. I don't want them to not bother going to class because mommy and daddy are paying for their college degree and they don't care. So we have yet to come up with a very specific plan on what we're going to do for college. We are for sure going to begin college savings. We have a small amount put aside in a 529. We only have one account set up and we do have 2 children. So we haven't quite worked through that yet, but we definitely need to sit down and kind of hammer out some more of those details. I think my husband and I are both kind of keeping that at bay until we finish baby step 3. That way, I'm kind of keeping our focus laser focused on one goal, which is complete this emergency fund. The other step that we'll be doing is baby step 6, and that's going to be paying off the mortgage. And this is another step that we're kind of in limbo with. Our plan was always to go ham on that mortgage and get it paid off as quickly as possible. We owe just under $200,000 on our mortgage right now. We do have some decent equity, but I'm looking to move. I would love to move within the next year or two, maybe to a different state altogether, but at least to a different home and a different area. So we haven't quite yet decided. It's never going to hurt you to pay off your mortgage in any situation. And I believe that. I know there's lots of people that would argue with me, but that's my opinion, because if you do sell your home, it's just more equity you're going to take out. I know a lot of people say, especially when you're older, like my husband and I are, that it's silly to work to pay off your mortgage when you could actually invest that money and get back a higher return. When we're paying off our mortgage, we are saving ourselves paying extra interest at 3.25%, which is our mortgage interest rate. That's a pretty low rate. So while we are going to save money and interest that we have to pay out if we pay it off early, the other school of thought is that if we take that money and we invest it, maybe we can get 5, 6, 7, 8% interest. And eventually that's going to make a lot more sense because we're going to earn a lot more money than we're saving. I really do see the value in both. So we just haven't decided yet. We might kind of split the difference. If we're able to put $500 extra a month on our mortgage, and I don't know that that's the number, I'm just using it for example's sake, but if we're able to put $500 extra a month towards our mortgage, maybe we'll put $250 towards the mortgage and dump the other $250 into our investment each month. I'm not sure. I really just think I need to do more research and need to have more discussions with my husband and look at our finances, really see where we are at when we're finished with baby step 3. So I don't know. I guess there's a lot up in the air, but going back to the way I started this video, which was the original question on Instagram, yes, I do hope to be able to continue to share this journey with you guys. Now, moving forward, there might be some things that we kind of pull back on sharing a little bit, maybe some of the very detailed numbers. I'm okay with it for now, but I do think once we start increasing the amount of money that we give, I feel like that's pretty personal. But the whole point of this business that I am building, which is my website and this YouTube channel, is sharing our experience, because that's what I know. I don't have any certifications. I'm not a financial planner. I'm simply a mom who has worked to pay off her own debt and tried to fix her own mess of finances. And I'm also a woman who was really looking for some fulfillment in my life. And so I kind of meshed our personal financial experience and looking for some fulfillment and started this business. And as I've said before, the purpose of this business is really to serve you guys in the best way I can, because that's what makes me feel fulfilled. And the cherry on top is that I'm able to start growing an income from doing this as well. And I do believe that there's no better way to support your family than by helping other people. So I just wanted to kind of come on here and be transparent with you guys and catch you up a little bit on where we're at right now, sitting halfway through baby step 3. If you have any questions at all, I would love for you to leave them down in the comments and I will answer them to the best of my abilities. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful in some way. I know it was just kind of me rambling about the current situation of our finances, but I thought that might be the best way to answer the question I talked about and some of the other questions I've been getting lately. I appreciate you so much for watching this video. If you're not subscribed to my channel, I hope you'll consider subscribing, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.